actually see any comments that are being made. Alright, got YouTube. YouTube works. And oh, Twitch always works. And look at this, I actually got the chat on the screen. I'm evolving. Alright. More of the same today. I'm not trying to revolutionize anything here. I'm just trying to practice some fundamentals, so we'll start a new layer. Okay. Oh, start the timer. 10 minutes each, although I break that rule all the time. Alright. So, this model, her head is tilted back but turned... Oops, I didn't mean to put that in. That is not meant to be colorful. There we go. Her head is tilted right but turned left. And I'm just gonna... You know what? This seems like an arrow method. Like a great candidate for an arrow method drawing. You guys know the arrow method? You come down, and you just sort of draw an arrow like you have this midline of the body. And then the arrow is where the pelvis ends, where the crotch is. And that helps you just kind of place your elements. So it's taking like a gesture line and then just, I don't know, adding kind of that idea of force in with the structure as well. I think I just heard myself talk. Do I have Twitch open in another channel? Oh my god, I do. Watches back the recording. That'll be a little Easter egg for them, I guess. And I'll bring this up a little bit. Okay. So this is like the collarbone here. This is not the top of the trapezius muscles. Let's get the feet in. The weight-bearing leg here, so this is the directionality. Ooh, I'm not pushing that far enough. So, can you draw armor? I mean, I can. You know, it's... If you want to draw armor... Welcome to the chat, by the way. Hi, Cheryl. You're just building structures, right, on top of the body. And a lot of time it kind of follows what your muscles look like. So these are shoulder pads that I'm putting in, but it's following the deltoid, right? I wouldn't say I'm a fantastic armorer. I wouldn't claim to be fantastic at any particular thing. You got that chest plate, right? Now this is a female model, and well, I know it's very popular to draw like boob plate. I think it makes a lot more sense if we were going to be slightly realistic about it, to create just a cuirass that would go over, because that would allow more breathing. Right. And it kind of follows the way the ribcage goes, because your body has figured out how to articulate all your different parts, so why change things? So it would end up getting real bulky after this. Let's see. Here's where her arms poke through. You just gotta think about function. Whatever. But I'm not trying to draw like very technical drawings of armor today. Today I'm just gonna relax and do some figure. Is armor your preferred? Like, are you into like the medieval fantasy kind of genre, and that's where you spend a lot of time working? Oh, I forgot I was being timed while I was talking. We got 5 minutes left. Let me reset that. There we go. Well, I just wanted to stop by and say I'm just beginning to learn how to draw, and YouTube recommended one of your streams to me. Oh, that's nice. The algorithm is favoring me. It's been helpful to see your process on drawing these models. Hey, I'm happy to help out. I'm also just trying to teach myself how to do it, so if watching me helps you out, that's fantastic. That makes me really happy, so thank you for saying so. Yeah, if you have any questions or you want to talk more about it, just let me know. I've been drawing for some time, but it's not my occupation, so I feel like my skills have sort of never really grown past a certain level. And I'd like to change that. I'd like to be substantially better at the end of this year than I am at the beginning, but I have... my job's going to start getting busy again really soon, so we'll see how successful that plan becomes. So this leg is coming out like this. Oh, Samaj, if you're still here, you can find these models on a website called Line of Action. Here, let me type the link in. And there's hyphens between each word. Of action.com. Oop. Spelled it. So on Line of Action, you can, here I'll even show you some of the interface here. It's cropped on my thing, but you can see it a little bit. You can choose animal drawing, figure drawing, hands and feet, facial expressions, environments, basic shapes, all that kind of stuff, and then you can customize it. So what I've been doing recently is just focusing on covered models so that my stream is safe for work. Female read models because I find them more challenging to draw, so I'd like to get better at it. adults only, portrait, and I've been doing 10-minute intervals. So that's what you've been seeing me draw. And let's see here. I'm curious what art program you are using to draw these. I'm so basic right now that I've been using Paint, which I assume isn't recommended. I've drawn using Paint before. I am using Photoshop, and I would not recommend going out and getting yourself a copy of Photoshop to learn digital art, because it is prohibitively expensive, and the only reason I can use it is that my partner has a free license for it through her work. So that's why I'm using it, and it's also the first program that I learned how to use when I was like 14 or 15. So that's what I'm using, but honestly, Clip Studio Paint is a much cheaper option, and it has pretty much all the amenities that you would be looking for. If you're a Apple user, I know Procreate is the big one over there. So yeah, there are a lot of other options. Oh, when I reset the model, I forgot I wasn't finished drawing this one yet. All right, well, here I can, here she had her arm out like this with her forearm coming in, right, and it was hands on the side. We'll just pretend that I got a full hand on the side. Hey, look at that. I guarantee this looks exactly like the image that was there. There are also other drawing so what did I say? I'm on Photoshop, which used to be the industry standard, but they've gotten really expensive. Clip Studio Paint's big, Procreate's big. Some people use Autodesk Sketchbook, which I thought used to be free, or used at least to be able to get like a free version. It's passed on. But I love the brush you're using, though. It makes it look like it's hand drawn. You can get this brush for free. Here, I'll give you that link. I actually only started using this last week. And I picked it up from someone else's stream. But yeah, you're right. It is really, really nice. So if you go to drawanime.com, there's your link. They have this digital brush download, and you'll just have to, you can look up a quick tutorial about what to do with it after you download it, but it works in most art programs. I don't know about MS Paint, but you know, it's pretty good. And here's what's kind of cool about it. Here, I'll even remove the paper textures that I have in the background. So you can really appreciate this. So yeah, you can get these nice kind of sketchy pencil lines, right? And they have the opacity mapped to pen pressure, but like I don't know how they did this, or if I'm just using other brushes wrong, but like when I go over, it really creates nice even shading as well. And that's just not something I've seen with some of the default brushes, like that I'm not getting like the extra layers of zigzags going over it and all that. Oh yeah, downloading brushes is a big thing. Don't get obsessed with brushes, right? Like the hard round brush is your best friend. And I've just been using this one this week, so I've been enjoying it and experimenting with it. But yeah, you can get all kinds of customized brushes. And if you're at a certain level, I think it speeds you up. What I'm trying to do, though, is get back to, like, fundamentals. So I've been doing a lot more traditional drawing lately, actually, and then I just thought it'd be fun to start streaming, which is why I got back into doing digital. Yeah, it's really good for both just doing the basic sketch and also for shading it in. Like it creates that nice little texture to it. It's smooth. I think they did a really good job. The people who made it also have a YouTube channel, and TikTok and all of that stuff. So you can check them out. I only discovered them, I think 2 weeks ago. Let me see here. What do we got? Her arms. If I draw a line between her shoulders, it's kind of up like that. And then her. Oh, this is actually interesting. It's her weight-bearing leg. It's the close leg is actually taking up a lot of the weight, but not all of it. So it is slightly up, but not completely. Alright, that's cool. And the overall arc, here she's got chest. Okay. Let me get this torso in at least. And her head is tilted. One of my big flaws is that I am actually quite bad at copying from reference, which is why that's what you've seen me doing recently, is you have to do the thing that scares you. You have to do the thing that's hard. So here's the volume of that revolution like that. I feel like I haven't quite hit the correct shape here, but I'll come back to it and work it. So she has this really nice, so if we're going to talk about gesture, she's got this nice C curve coming down to her back leg, from her head all the way down to the back leg. And then and this is great, references sound easy on paper, but they're quite difficult from what I've seen you have been doing. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying so. It's yeah, I do most of my drawing from imagination, but if you never hit the reference, you will never actually improve on what you can draw from imagination. You gotta add to that visual library. And I'm hoping the more I do it, if I keep on streaming and the streaming is just to give me like a set time to sit down and make sure that I'm actually drawing, like that I'm committing, because it's easy to get distracted. I'm hoping that I'll get into more of a rhythm with it and more things will become kind of automatic. Now this leg feels like I've just twisted it out of its socket, so I might have to come back and correct that. What kind of art have you been doing? Are you a comics kind of person, a animation kind of person, manga? fan art, your own stories. Okay, let me see here. We can start getting the arms in. Make sure that the arm is actually attached to the torso. To be honest, I've just started learning this week. I had a drawing tablet I picked up a few months ago. I finally sat down to begin learning this week with my new PC. Welcome to the art community. We're happy to have you. Yeah, I started, like, I was not the art kid in school, right? I was not the kid who made all the good pictures, and I basically didn't draw anything from elementary school to middle school, and then I kind of picked it up in high school. I started getting into, like, physical comic books. And I've just off and on come back to it ever since then. So I'd really love to see that I could draw a person that looks semi-decent as my first goal. Yeah, draw from reference is the way to get that going. And one thing that's interesting that'll happen as you go is your ability to the way it's often described as your art eyes evolve at a different pace than your art skill. So you'll get stuff that looks really good to you, and then like later on you might come back and be like, ooh, that but I've actually found that then when I come back even later to some of my stuff, that I look at it a lot kinder than I used to. So you'll have different feelings about what you're producing at different times. Wow, that got a little bit rambly. I'm not sure what point I was making. Have you studied facial proportions or body proportions or anything like that? That's usually a good place to start. I remember how to draw Pokemon books, right? They frustrated me with them because step one was always drawing shapes, but now yeah, there's an old joke, and it's like how to draw the comic book character, the Tick, right? And it's like, first you draw a circle, right? And then you draw the Tick holding the circle. And it's like all those how to draw books just like skip every possible step in between, right? Yeah, probably what you're gonna end up learning, let me pause my thingy, probably what you're gonna end up learning early on is when you want to draw a head, almost everyone starts with a guy by the name of Andrew Loomis. He came up with this system, and really, he didn't really come up with it, he just distilled what lots of other people were saying, but he kind of codified it into a system. You draw a circle, you split the circle in half in both directions, right? All right. And we're going to shave the sides off the circle, because your head is actually more rectangular than most people think. This line that you cut in half is your eyebrow. Make sure I'm not getting covered by the chat window. Eyebrow. Which means your eye line is going to be just below it. And your nose is going to be just below that, right? And if you take the measurement from the eyebrow line to the nose, and you repeat it from the nose down here, you get about the placement of the chin. Chin is going to slope down, and then depending on what kind of face the person has, it's either going, like, if you want a really masculine looking man, it slopes down a lot and you get that corner, and maybe they have a really broad chin here, right? If it's a more feminine face, then you might not even notice the change in, like, it's just a smoother curve almost. But everyone's got a different face type, so that's just a general principle. It's not a hard and fast rule. You'll look at plenty of reference photos where you see men with smooth jaw lines and women with rectangular jaw lines, right? Then, let's see, we know that the nose is going to be right about in this box. The eyes are about the same width. They're one eye space away from each other. And then your mouth is going to come in just above where the bottom of the circle is, right? And this is what is called the Loomis method, is you just kind of remember these certain proportions based on other things that you've already drawn, and you just kind of keep going and going like that. I find this method to be really not fun to do, but it is something you have to practice in order to get that fundamental. Let's see, I started learning to draw the face. I assumed it'd be easier. I appreciate going over the Loomis method again, though. Yeah. Let's see here. Then you have bodies, right? Get my Loomis head out of here. Get out of here, Loomis. Now, with bodies, right, you start out with those fundamental shapes. I tend to use a lot more rectangles and things, kind of curved rectangles, than some other people do. And you got, it comes down into the pelvis here. You can imagine this is just a pair of underwear. It isn't fun with all the lines, but it definitely helps, especially doing the face and the angles. What it's really good for is when you're looking at reference, it gives you a system to conceptualize what you're looking at, to be able to think about it. Let's see, so we got the head is our basic unit of measurement for a body, right? So one head down from the head, that's going to be about where your nipples are, where the bottom of your pecs are. A second head down, we're right around the belly button area. Another head down, you're going to be just below the widest part of the hips. And the widest part of the hips, because your femur bone kicks out like this, is right below, it's right about the same level as the crotch, right? The femur bone connects in like that and then bends in, so you get the widest part right there. Right? Now, if we were to cut a line here so that we have 1, 2, 3 and a half, if you copy that distance down here, you have about how long the total leg is going to end up being. Right. And then you can just know things like the arms are going to kind of fall, the wrists are going to fall just about at the same level as the hips, with the hands coming down a little bit. Thank you, Sarah. You come by every day and send me some love. I didn't know about the head measurement system. Yeah, it helps. So since this is 3.5, that means this is 3.5, and in total, that's a body that's about 7 heads tall. Which is a pretty standard measurement. Some people, shorter people, will be 6 heads tall. So that's something you can use to adjust your proportion, and you can shave a lot of that from the legs. And then really tall people might be closer to 7.5 or 8 heads tall. Superheroes are typically 8 heads to 10 heads tall. They're just having these massive proportions, right? But if you want to keep it realistic, I like to keep it around 7 heads. You also, for the width of the shoulders, generally, for men, there's about, you could fit 1 head on either side of their head, and it would map out about where the shoulders are. Women just slightly more slender than that. It's still about right. And that's really as much proportion as I would start out with right now. Get good at practicing that, and then you're ready to move on to some more details. Yeah, the head is the measurement for the body, and the speaking of which, this head's not nearly large enough. Oh, here's another tip. You're always going to end up redrawing your head. So just put in a basic head at first, and just accept that once you're finished the body, you're probably going to redraw the size or shape of it. And the eyes are the measurement system for the face. A head is 5 eyes wide. The proportions that you can measure to see if they're right. This is the one I use. Some people get more complicated than this. The distance from your hairline to your eyebrows is the same as the distance from your eyebrows to the bottom of your nose, which is the same as the distance from the bottom of your nose to your chin. So you can cut the face into these nice thirds and make sure that you're kind of following on those lines. I'm forcing myself not to get ahead of myself with what I'm trying to draw. Good. Yeah. Do what you are able to do. And get really good at that, and move on to something else when you feel like you're ready for it, or where you're just getting, sometimes you just get bored and you say, I need something different. And that's fine too, because you have to force yourself to do the hard work, but if you only do the hard work, you're going to lose all the joy. Sometimes you just gotta try something new or draw something that feels a little bit silly. Listen, I'm passing on, because I've had lots of art mentors over the years, or even YouTubers that I've watched a whole bunch of times. And when someone told me you're always going to end up redrawing the head, that new fact, new worldview just unlocked. You can just accept that the shape you put down initially is not going to be the final shape. So I'm passing the savings on to you. Where did I go wrong here? I see where I went wrong. It's actually all the way up here by the shoulder. it's actually extending down this far, it's connecting in. So this is, she's actually rotated more than I thought she was. So that connects in, armpit, right, and then we get the arm coming out until it comes to a hook. That's looking a little bit more on model. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you practice, you know, and stop by any time. I try to create a nice chill environment to draw and chat. See ya. Let's see, this comes up like that. Okay, so let's see. I don't actually see this line, but it might be helpful for me to carve out where her abs would approximately be. Like, this still feels wrong. I think it feels wrong because I've drawn the collarbone in incorrectly. Favorite model, so I have to get her hair in. Like, I see how far that arm is extending on the reference, but it doesn't look right. Although this arm looks like it needs to be brought out more. Which... okay. Let's see here. Well, it's not just a matter of rotation, it's a matter of where it is, yeah. In the drawing, she's starting to look a little bit too muscly. upper top. Not worrying about details on the hands right now. One day we will do a stream that I'm just doing hands. It is not this day. I don't know. This one might be a lost cause. I might need to just start a new pose. There's value in knowing when to walk away. Perhaps I have not yet mastered the art of drawing and talking at the same time. Yeah, I think that one's going to be a lost cause. I don't like where it's heading, and I do not have the wherewithal to fix it. You know what? Let's do change up a little bit. If you start feeling if you ever start feeling like things are just not are being stale for you, it's often helpful to switch to animals. Oh my god, look at this boy. This is going to be horrible. This is going to be a horrible thing. I don't draw a lot of cats. This is going to be my first attempt. One of my drawing instructors loves cats, so I feel like I'm going to fail her here, but I'm not going to bother with the cat skeleton because this cat is mostly floof. So let's see here. It kind of comes in, and that, but I can't see like this shape being made with the fur. Let's see here. Second cat I've drawn in my life. His nose is poking out. I think it actually comes down a little further, like this. Through here. Just a little indication of his ear. Something, he's got tiny ears for such a fluffy boy. like this. We got his fangs. Fangy boy. That's interesting. I would expect to be able to see more clearly his teeth. Mostly to see his fangs. You know what the weirdest thing is? I used to be allergic to cats, and I lost the allergy. Like, I've never even heard of that happening to people before, but happened to me. True story. They used to make my eyes get super dry and red, even if I just like was in a house where there was a cat. Didn't even have to interact with the cat. But I don't know, it just sort of disappeared one day. I love that he's, let me give him his tongue here. He's doing the tongue roll. Oh wait, there you go. Gotta get this shape right. Okay, so I think maybe I just haven't given enough space for this. Hold on. Let's make this mouth a little bigger. This mouth actually comes out quite a bit further there, yeah. I keep trying to thread this needle, but I'm not doing a good job of it. Okay. Take some license and say that the back part of the tongue is going. Yeah, okay. I have not gotten the shape of this mouth correct. That is pretty obvious now with me trying to fit this tongue in. Forgive me, it's my second cat. Is that his gums or the fleshy palate under the tongue that I'm seeing? Man, I know so little about this. And I know the skeleton of a cat really well. Let me just erase this fang and try again. wants to give him angry eyebrows. Let's move on for the mouth for right now. Well, it may have been too bold to put a timer on this one, but maybe that's for the best that I move on from this before I move too far. Like, the goal here is not to learn how to draw a cat, it's just to loosen myself up because my figure drawings were looking hecka stiff. That's terrible. Oh, okay. Horses, famously hard to draw from imagination. Let's get into my horse girl phase here. All right. I'm gonna start. That's gonna be the head, right? Eventually, I'm not gonna worry about too much detail on it just yet. In fact, I'm just gonna come through here because his neck is like coming around like this, like he's a serpent. Yeah, and it's got the trunk of his neck. Like, maybe it's just this angle is extreme. I think the mane is making his neck look thicker than it actually is. Right, and then we have quite a bulbous form of his body. Yeah, might as well add a little detail to this head just so it's clear that I'm drawing a horse. Horses, long faces. For a moment because it's not terribly important. It looks like he's got, yeah, his belly creates a whole nother, his haunches here, and then you can see his hind quarters creating its own shape. So we actually got like layers of shapes overlapping each other. Oh wait, this comes through like this and then it disappears behind here, but then the leg in like that. How is that? Oh, okay. This back leg is coming forward. Okay. I'll worry about that in a second. Let's worry about the front legs first. So, oh, look at that. There's an error. This head needs to be further over here, which means this shape is wrong. And should I do like this? Okay. So now we can see that the chest of this horse. So this is a big boy. Comes through like this, like this. It's really good lighting, and if I knew the anatomy of horses, I would probably be really happy about that. But because there's such deep shadows, it's hard to actually tell where things connect and what shape they are. So I do my best here. Let's see. This is neat. Well, it's actually. 5 minutes left. It's going to be the best horse anyone's ever seen in 5 minutes. Alright. Yeah, it actually looks like it tapers down pretty significantly. Oh my god. It's like today I've never drawn before in my life. This is why I should only do this early in the morning. I am rubbish afternoon. And other excuses as well. Why am I drawing little fur tufts on this? That's not important. That's not an important detail. What are you doing, Arc? Alright. Yeah, it's like I forgot all my figure drawing principles here. Just start with basic shapes. Basic shapes. And this leg is actually coming from this whole hoof is not right. Not Alt, Control. There it is. Fix the proportionality later. Or I won't, because this is timed. Wait, that's crazy. This leg... The person taking this picture must have been at a really low angle. What's the meme? It's like, hey bro, can you draw a horse? And it's like, yeah, totally. From the front? Oh. Switching to animals was a terrible idea. Like Salvador Dali levels of like distorted body limbs and stuff. Here we got his mane coming through like this. He's got a big old mohawk here. We gotta give him his fabulous mohawk. There's a minute left. That's great. I'm happy there's a minute left. Let's let's delete all of this. What's the next animal? Come on, I gotta draw something I'm pleased with this stream. No. If this were taken a little bit sharper, I would probably be into it, but I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at his hair. Are the proportions the same? That's an interesting question. About. Alright. Here. Doing a proper Loomis. We're going full Loomis. And the distance from here to here is going to... Pause. It's interesting that as soon as it's an animal with like very similar proportions to a person, like I stop all of my normal head construction and like body construction steps. I just start drawing more vague shapes. Maybe it's just because I'm a little bit more warmed up right now. Yeah, it actually looks, his fur and the way his skin is sagging, it looks like he's wearing like a little fur cape. Right? It looks like this is his little cowl that he's got on. I think his arm is actually just relatively thicker than that. Bigger, Bragg. He's your big boy. Alright, and yeah, it just goes, got this going across here. Fingers. His little fingers are coming out. Drinking here, you got the little thingies. Don't you tell me there's only 5 minutes left. This boy is gonna get drawn. We'll get to his hair in a second. Let's get in on these eyes. This is what I wanted to draw from the beginning. This is eyes. His eyes are definitely not one eye width apart. They're very, very close together. This, not good enough. He's got bigger eyes than this. He's got big eyes. That makes me happier, yeah. Yeah, let's get the overall shape of this mouth in. I got lost for a second. Let's see, do I want to just start going straight on the wrinkle? Well, hold on, let me get the impression of, because his nose area does have like a kind of volumetric, like it's a little bit of a raised up area, right? It looks squeezed. Just start putting some bags in. One minute left. No. You love how I set up a timer and then I just completely ignore it like 9 times out of 10. I guess you'll one more wrinkle in here. Let me get his little. And the wrinkles are very symmetrical. That's fun. I'm not even sure what kind of primate this is. It looks like a marmoset. But I'm sure it has like a specific type, and it's probably not actually a marmoset. Now what's going to really sell this is if I can get these pupils accurately placed. It's like, interesting. This pupil is facing this way. This one's canted just a little bit in. Oh wait, they're completely different sizes. He's gonna look unhinged. Should I cheat? It's okay. I'm gonna cheat. Yup. Huh. I don't know, that looks bigger to me in the other eye than it did here. That's interesting. Okay. Now let's make sure we get some of that shading. this little gremlin. There's some ridge detail here. This you've got to get this toupee in. Alright, so I mean it looks like it's a comb over. It's crazy. Oh, he's got it this shape comes out like this and it's a little poofy, like yeah. It's so good. This is how I should style my hair. Okay, this nose actually needs to, or his hands need to be brought up a little bit. What does he have? It looks like he's eating something, like he just got a little treat. I can't really tell what it is that he has. I think he's eating something. And get all his little wrinkles intact. You know what? These, right? Yeah, it actually comes out and creates like a little smile. Easy, I am obsessed. I think that's his thumb coming out. Let's be real, I only care about his forehead, like his wrinkles. Oh, I've stopped like on the side of his head, but they keep going. They keep on going. should I get some more value in? A little hard with his... He has so much detail, it's hard to think about adding the value, but let's sink those eyes in a little bit. It's very flat lighting, like there's not a strong light source, but one that exists is down and to the right. So let's give them a little. Oof, that's no, that's not what I wanted. I think I need to do more. Is that my sister? Welcome to the chat. I don't know. I just found this on a practice website as a thing, and I was just like, this little gremlin demands to be drawn. Let's see here. I feel like I can get more of a curve going under here. How's your day been? Draw a Meowl next time. She's pretty popular. Is that a... You have to forgive me, I'm a very old man. Is that a Pokemon? This here actually pops out a little bit more like this. Like, I've never... I'll find out. Ah! Meow. Oh, it's... It's an owl with a cat head. Okay. Yeah, maybe I will. That actually sounds like a great idea for a stream, is just try to combine two animals. Meow does what it says on the tin. Let's see. Actually, there is some extra value right here. Isn't he though? Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Like, I was just going through the different references for animals to draw, and this little gremlin popped up, and I was like, he demands to be drawn. Milia is insane, is convinced that I am drawing their sister right now. And listen, if that is true, I love what your sister's doing with her hair. This little comb over is, like, killing me. He's got, there's a little bit more of a, there. This is definitely outside of my comfort zone for, for drawing. This might be what I needed to do today. I didn't know it when I woke up, but this was the purpose. many sisters are this hairy. Yeah, people are hairy. I don't know what to tell you. We're mammals. His skin is actually creating folds in the same way like fabric would. Actually interesting, all the chatters I've had today have been from YouTube. Yesterday, they were almost all from Twitch. I wonder if it's a time of day thing, or I'm just trying to find meaning in random statistical noise. I don't know what this marmoset, I'm guessing, is holding in their hand. I'm not mumbling about chatters, I'm just saying it's interesting that on different days they seem to mostly come from different platforms. You are right there, and thank you for being right there. How's your day going? Yeah, I don't know what he has in there, but that might be... YouTube, hi. Welcome to the stream. It is mostly me doing practice drawings and talking to people in chat. You're very new to art? That's, hey, welcome to the art community though. It is, I think, the best online community. Like, you still get drama from the art community, but it is, on the whole, the drama is very adorable. I mean, you know, not always, but... And you will always find people who are willing to help you out with whatever you're struggling with. Because we've all been there. Mostly tracing images to learn how to simplify them without going into much depth. Everyone starts out tracing. It's honestly a useful thing, especially later on. You might end up doing something like master studies where you're looking at like even old paintings or old illustrators and seeing how they do it. Doing a tracing is not a bad way to start. Got the Intuos Pro for like $30, so you jump straight into the digital art, you skip the paper. I also got a drawing tablet really early on when I was learning how to draw. And now I'm actually trying to go back and doing a lot more on paper, traditional type stuff, because I realized there were certain fundamentals I missed, but you know what? Digital is fun. And fun is what you need in order to actually keep going. And the Intuos is a good tablet. Done doodles on the side notes for many years. That's how I got started. I used to, so for a long time in my notebook, I would be just doing this, like, over and over again. And it never occurred to me to turn this into drawing until I got to, like, high school. Let's see, I just don't want to commit the money to paper and such. Yeah, it does cost money for paper. Paper I got for some university work is expensive enough. So you're in art school right now. Or just you're taking a university class for it? Here. For texture is looking better than I thought it was. Not art school archaeology, but it requires to draw the shards and such too. And then to digitize them. So it's a similar process to what you would do for like transferring drawings into a digital medium. Yeah, I realized after I said it, I was like, wait, that doesn't hold together. I'm missing something. That's looking terrible. Well, if there's anything you're ever struggling with art-wise, I can take a look at it on stream when I'm up, if that would be helpful. I don't claim to be an expert. Like I'm still practicing my fundamentals. So that's real fresh to art. See, you got a place to chat about things like Discord? I actually have only started doing a lot of streaming over the past week or so, so I don't have a Discord presently. Maybe I should make one. That would be fun. I'm gonna write that down. Make Discord? used Krita for uni stuff, and Krita's like one of the free applications, right? I think it's pretty intuitive from what I've heard. That makes it good. Yeah, this is Photoshop that I'm in right now, and I do not recommend it to, especially to people who are new at it, or anyone where price is an issue. I get a free license for it through my partner's work, which allows me to use it, but that is a privilege. There are cheaper options that do everything an artist would want it to do. Oh, rotating the canvas, you're already leveling up big. Yeah, the ability to move the canvas around, that is a huge, especially when you're on digital art. Hey May, how's it going? I'm never on when you're streaming anymore. I always see like May streamed 2 hours ago. Intuos Pro came with a free subscription to Procreate or something, but why learn software? So, I've never used Procreate. That's mostly for Apple, right? Can you use Procreate on a non-Mac? You haven't learned how to do it smooth. What have you not learned how to do smooth? Thanks for joining the stream, Mila. I feel like these lines are getting a little bit too chaotic here. I mean, this is not meant to be a polished piece, but yeah. What if I use the eraser to get some more hair detail in? Hi, honey. Rotating for me is like 45-degree turns. Yeah. If I try to get it to about 45 degrees, I'd end up there, which I think is 44. Yes, it's right there. Ah. The thing I find it most useful for, if you're drawing and you, like, I'm right-handed, so when I draw a curve, like, get my brush out, when I draw a curve like that, it looks nice and smooth, but if I try to do the same curve with my left, going the other direction, using the same hand, it doesn't look as good, so that creates a bias. So sometimes it's easier just to turn the whole thing around and then do it the other way. But I use keyboard shortcuts. Learning your keyboard shortcuts will make you way faster. And you can, I don't know how it works in Krita, but you can also program actions, at least in Photoshop you can. So like my flip canvas, I now just have set to a single button, so I can just go back and forth. Yeah, I gotta do something with the pressure graph to fix it. Oh yeah, the pressure curve. That's gonna be really individualized to how you put pressure on the pen. What kind of stuff are you looking to get better at drawing? Is it just like art fundamentals, like, or are you interested in anime, manga, animation, comics? I assume similar rotating. Yeah, the thing that flipping the canvas is really good for is it kind of refreshes your eyes. If the drawing looks wrong facing the opposite direction, it also looks wrong in the way that you've been doing it. But if you've been staring at it so long, your brain starts correcting all kinds of mistakes. So flipping the canvas often is like a trick artists use to try to spot anything that's like distorted if one eye's huge and the other one's tiny, if one face is lopsided, something like that. But yeah, it also is good for drawing lines going the other direction. And you can do the same thing when drawing on paper. You just have to hold it up to a light, turn it around the other side. And it is crazy how much flipping the canvas will reveal to you. Like, you'll be super gelling on a drawing, flip it around and go, oh my god, I have so many things to fix. Let's see. Currently, I just want to get good, respectable, but eventually hoping concept art like stuff, like landscapes, buildings, characters. Yeah, the concept art route is fun. Was I correct in thinking this is a capuchin monkey? I'm not sure. It's definitely a relative of a capuchin monkey. Capuchins have that like black and white coloration, but I don't know. I was having trouble trying to identify it myself. It doesn't actually say. I'm on a website that just puts up reference, and you can put a timer on it. But I paused his. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should. If it's a capuchin, then he's got a color palette that I've never seen in one before. Yeah, please do. I would love to know what my little gremlin is. Oh, a baby capuchin. That might be it. I saw him and I was just like, this is my spirit gremlin. cack? Yeah, that's the one. Oh, this side of the face is actually a little bit better defined than I have it. My boys from southern India. That is among my favorite types of food, is southern Indian cuisine. There's so many like really good vegetarian options, and they use so much spice. I'm European, so not sure how long I will stay, but you seem to... I try to be chill. I'm not here trying to create a huge following or anything. I just think this is a nice way to relax. So anytime anyone wants to come in and talk, I'm happy to talk to them. Thank you for saying so. Glad to hear it. Oh, and wait, hold on. Any advice on how to make drawings that look like journal sketches like this one? Oh, yeah, actually. So one of the reasons that it has that effect, well, one is that I'm doing it all on a single layer here, so it's just like doing it on paper. I have, here, let me bring this out so that you can see it. So I have a paper texture that I've put into the background. So that's probably helping that. And you can just Google high resolution paper texture. And you'll be able to find that. That's all I did. And I changed the colors of it a little bit, but that was basically all. And then the other thing is the brush that I'm using gives it that effect. So this brush, it gets, the more you press, the darker it gets in a really nice textural kind of way. Yeah, the background definitely gives it a little something, and the reason why I started putting the background on is because I think it's less harsh than white, and also if I want to put some white like highlights in, I get another way I can kind of add interest into the sketch here, right? So having that mid-tone is nice. But this brush, which has really nice even shading and it can go all kinds of different things, it's actually available for free. And let's see here. I think I put the link in earlier, but here. I got it from a different set of streamers, so I will pass it on to you via their website. So if you go to drawanime.com, I downloaded this brush. You can probably look up an easy tutorial to find how to install it. It took me like 2 seconds. And it might work on Krita. To be honest, I make the background cream or something as the white makes colors look weird sometimes. Yeah, there's a whole white balancing issue. Yeah. Oh, you've seen these guys before. Yeah. No, I will give them full credit. This is before getting this brush from them, I pretty much only used the hard round basic brush, but I really like this one. I'm gonna give him some more, speaking of like shading, I'm gonna give him some more background so he pops out a little bit. So yeah, the texture is probably creating that journal sketch effect. The fact that I'm keeping it all in one layer and just erasing and making marks as though it's an actual like charcoal drawing is definitely doing it. And then just having a brush that can support that. But don't make the mistake of some people who are just starting out get like obsessed with brushes. They're not as important as you think. Just got some stuff in the background for him. Smudge this out a little bit. Oh, I set the smudge sensitivity way down. Okay, Photoshop's just not ready to deal with that. That's fine. Yeah, like 4 colors is probably good. Yeah, the lack of any colors. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just sticking with black. Black and gray. None of these are meant to be finished pieces, so I can get away with just black and gray. When I go colorful, I go colorful. Yeah, and I have the eraser set to the exact same brush that the pencil's in. So even that has like some texture to it. One that mimics a pen, one that mimics a pen but a different opacity depending on pressure. That's a good one, yeah. 2 brush with the same supposed to be, yeah. Like, other than this one that I picked up a week ago, most of the time if I'm looking at brush tip shapes, it's really just the hard round brush. Oops, that was meant to be in. Like that. I don't get too fancy. To blow your screen after it, yeah. There we go. Just get all the little eraser shavings off. Brushes, I mean that also wide and thin depending on pressure. Yeah. And that's the hard round brush does that. This one doesn't do it as much. This one, pressure sensitivity is more controlling the opacity than everything, and it does it in a really smooth way. If I was doing like inking, like comic book inking, I would not use this. I would use the hard rounds to get the differences in line weight. I have with those, how do you make them end pointy? I have that issue. So you have the issue with the round brush ending pointy? Here, let's see. You just have to let pressure off as you get to the pressure sensitivity needs to be turned on. That's important. Shape dynamics. Bend pressure. There we go. It'll end with a little point, at least compared to the other ones. Yeah, my line art's not super, like here. Mine's really thin and open so that it's almost like a coloring book when I get to the coloring stage. And this doesn't even have that much variation in line weight, which if they were more dynamic poses, I would have added a lot more thick to thin. Yeah, I was so confident when I was like, oh, you just do it like this, and then I did have the exact same problem. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not a professional. Your lines are much thinner than mine, yeah. Oops. Oh, is pressure sensitivity not on that one either? There we go. Try to get comfortable with thin lines, I guess. Do you have to get comfortable with thin lines? You should be able to work with them, right? But like that doesn't mean you might not still end up with like a chunky line style, all things considered at the end. But you should be able to work with them if like you decide that's something you want to do for a particular piece. I got 100 messages on Restream chat. All right. To be honest, eventually, hope to have no lines and just change in color to indicate new part. Yeah, that's more like a painterly style. I would love to be able to do that too. I'm not good at it, and I realized at some point the reason I'm not good at it is that I never learned how to paint for real. So there's no transferable skills going in. So every now and then I'll take like a little workshop to try to learn how to paint better, but I still haven't been able to implement it digitally. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chatterheads welcome. I love to talk. Frankly, I rarely shut up. All right. Maybe next time you come in here, I'll have a Discord set up. The only problem is that the summer's about to be over, and my time is going to become more limited for streaming. I'm still going to try to keep up some kind of schedule, because I think this is a really good way for me to just sit down and draw and not get distracted. Let's see. I'm either a lurker or I chat and ramble. Yeah, me too. Does it help if you got somebody to... Honestly, yeah, chat, like talking to people in the stream is really helpful for me. It's less lonely. And yes, I am a teacher. Yeah. In real life, I'm a teacher. Mm-hmm. I mean, the name of the channel is Arc Tangent for a reason. I do tend to ramble on, well, tangents. Flip that back the way I had it before. Yeah, make the table flat and him leaning in. No, I'm not an art teacher. I'm a science teacher. You know what? I had considered getting my art teaching certification over the summer. But I ended up getting, wouldn't you know it, I got distracted. I got distracted with some writing I was doing for a comic idea. And then I got distracted trying to make a streaming thing. Which is biology. A lot of my schooling was environmental science, and that's how I got into it. Let's see. I was best of grade senior year for geography, second best for English due to my dyslexia running the oral part, and like top 3 for biology. Nice. Yeah, that's right. You said you were in archaeology. That's cool. That's really cool. These scratchy lines. Let's see, what if I add a little bit of white in here? Is climate change real? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm not going to go on a rant about it, though. Chill vibes, remember? Yes. Fossil fuels have an abundance of the carbon isotope carbon-12, more so than in the natural ecosystem. And as the amount of carbon dioxide has been increasing in the atmosphere, the proportion of carbon-12 has been increasing, which indicates where it's coming from. As an independent measure. So it's like it has our fingerprints on it. Well, there's something to that. Like, if you've ever looked up Milankovitch cycles, which has to do with changes in the Earth's rotation, precession, tilt, and how that affects the climate. That's too true. Mm-hmm. Oh, I actually have to go. I forgot someone was coming over. Thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. That was the right call. Be right with you. Bye.